So I thought this was really cool news because I'm a big Zack Snyder fan, and I've loved pretty much everything he's done over the years, from Watchmen all the way up to things he does recently, like the Snyderverse and all the Superman stuff. I thought it was great. Batman versus Superman, I liked it. I know a lot of people critiqued it and said that they didn't care for it. I thought it was all good. And apparently, his Rebel Moon film, which is an upcoming Netflix tale, has also got an RPG behind it, which is pretty awesome. Now, it sounds like it's in early development. We're going to dive into this today because I think it's really cool news that I just stumbled across today. So, without further ado, let's take a read through this Polygon article. Says move over Starfield. It says for a guy who's produced several movies about zombie apocalypses, hyper-violent historical battles featuring shirtless bearded men yelling and anti-heroic superheroes beating each other into pulp, you'd think Zack Snyder would have been involved some way or another with a video game by now, but he hasn't been. Sadly, it sounds as that is about to change. I guess he was apparently on an episode of the Nerd Queens podcast, which released on Sunday on YouTube, and talked about several of his ongoing projects, including his upcoming two-part space opera film Rebel Moon and a possible theatrical re-release of his DC Universe films tied to the recent teaser video he tweeted on March 15th. He let slip mention of a previously announced project he's working on, an RPG set in the universe of Rebel Moon. He says here, the one thing I'm having a really good time with, and I don't know if I'm supposed to talk about it, is this RPG that we're doing that is literally insane and so immersive and so intense and so huge. I guess this happened while he was talking about the film, and interrupted himself before stating that there's more coming, but I'll say that it was pitched to me because I've always wanted to do an RPG like, well, we could do it at this scale or we could do it at ridiculous scale. He then elaborated further, revealing he pitched the idea for the game himself to an as of yet unnamed developer and hinted that the project is still relatively early in development. So we don't actually know who's the developer behind this. We don't know a lot about the project overall. We just know that he teased it during the podcast announcement. Now, I think for me, one of the things I'm just kind of excited about here is Zack Snyder's pretty well known for having these grandiose ideas of science fiction and things. And the Rebel Moon project started off as a Star Wars pitch, if I remember correctly, and then that converted into something that was like, well, I might as well just flesh this out into my own intellectual property, and it's gone from there. I'm hugely invested in seeing what's going to come out of Rebel Moon. The teasers that I've seen so far have been really, really cool. Like we've seen some really awesome footage, some still footage, I should say, not some actual footage yet, some still shots of like some ship exteriors and some of the characters and stuff. And knowing that it's going to be a two-part epic on Netflix, just in my mind, solidifies that he's building an original IP here that could be turned into something more. And the fact that he's already got his fingers in an RPG pie, at least in my mind, signifies that he's willing to take a risk and flesh this world out in a way that, is beyond just doing something on TV or with Netflix. Now, again, there's no developer attached yet, at least that we've heard of. There's no developer been mentioned, and we don't have any information about the RPG. And it sounds like this is more of kind of a guy getting really excited about all the things that are tying into this Rebel Moon project. And so he just kind of was like, yeah, and I'm doing this. And then he was like, oh, wait, maybe I shouldn't have said that. But I think it's, for me, it's just a really cool teaser of something that's coming in the pipeline. And hopefully we're going to get some information soon. I don't know when this might be, but hopefully it's in the near future because the film's coming out, I think, this year, isn't it? Let's check to see if there's any links here to the. Well, that's that. Inception says Rebel Moon. It says this year. December 22nd, 2023 is when this is coming out. So that's not too far down the pipeline. Sophia Botella, Charlie Hunnam, Ray Fisher, Jimon Honsu, Jenna Malone, Corey Stoll, Ed Screen, Cleopatra Coleman, Frafi, Carrie Eloise, and Anthony Hopkins. So it's being released on December 22nd, and I guess Rebel Moon Part 2 is scheduled to be shot with the film back to back. Cool. So filming commenced on April 19th of last year, ran until December 2nd, with 152 days of filming taking place. Does that include the filming for Part 2? He says, "My hope is this becomes a massive IP in a universe that could be built out." And in February of 2022, it revealed that it would be a two-part film with both parts being shot to back to back. And on August 22nd, the follow-up was confirmed and revealed to build Rebel Moon. So they shot 152 days. Hmm. For two different films. I can't wait. It's going to be cool. Like I said, I like everything Zack Snyder does, so I think this is going to be something that's really cool. So, food for thought. Apparently, he's got an RPG coming out along with the films. I don't know about the timeline, though, so we'll stay tuned for more information. As always, like, subscribe, and hit the bell icon. Support if you can with super chats, memberships, super thanks, all the good things. Don't forget the Discord and the Patreon page. Links are down there. See you guys next time.